Welcome inside Miller Field, the site of the 2023 5A State Championship Baseball Tournament on KSLSports.com, your online home for state championships. I'm Dusty Lister. Thanks for joining us. Our matchup this evening is an interesting one. The winner, well, if Viewmont wins, it's Viewmont and Lehi is our matchup. If Viewmont wins, we'll be back tomorrow at 7 p.m. following the Timpanogos-Salem Hills Game 2. If Lehi wins, they advance to the 5A Championship Series. It will start on Friday at UVU at 7 p.m. We'll have all that for you right here on KSLSports.com. It's going to be an interesting one. Salem Hills just beat Timpanogos, and Timpanogos have been rolling through this tournament until that game that just finished. So it'll be very, very interesting. We have first, let's start with Lehi, the reigning 5A champions, and their defensive lineup. On first base is Jackson Brousseau, McGuire Matson at second base, Braden Willis at third, and it's Jake Olson at short. In the outfield, in left field, Bowen Ingersoll. In center field is Jamin Robertson, and in right field is Tyson Elswood. The pitching battery for this game is Maze Madsen. The pitcher and catching is Brandon Manukin. And for the Viewmont Vikings, it is Luke Jacobs, Cal Miller, and in the hole, Braxton Brennenstall. Viewmont beat region rival Woods Cross to earn their way to this game as Jacobs takes ball one. Jacobs had the game-winning hit yesterday in extra innings against Brighton. Jacobs singles through the right side, and it's a leadoff single. Because so after the leadoff single to Luke Jacobs, and coming to the plate is Cal Miller, and Miller looks at ball two. We'll get the coloring taken care of here in just a minute. We've had an outage, so we'll get it figured out. Sun setting. Luckily, we got the shadows away from the infield, but we'll get that figured out. It just kind of went out as ball misses, and it quickly goes to 3 balls and no strikes to Cal Miller. So 3 balls and 1 strike to Miller. Cal chops this one back up the middle. Madsen steps on it, throws to first, and it's a 4-3 double play. That's McGuire Madsen taking care of business, and there's 2 away for the Vikings. And that brings up Braxton Brennenstall. Brennenstall just had a terrific outing on the mound. I'm going to see him come back here after the complete game win against Woods Cross. Hits this one well in the right center field, and that's going to get down and all the way to the wall. Brennenstall will pull up at third, and that's a 2-out double. This is where you realize how important defense is, right? McGuire Madsen pitching to contact, all that kind of stuff, but McGuire getting the double play. Brennenstall comes up and hits that. That's definitely an RBI double and potentially a 2 RBI double reaching the wall. So I'll bring up Jackson Marble. Marble's had a good week from the plate. Also has appeared a couple times. And that one misses inside. The 1-0 in there for called strike. Evens the count of the ball and a strike. So runner on first, runner on second. I apologize. Got a lot happening here inside the building. We'll get it sorted out. Got professionals watching. As Zach Bender's in there for a called strike 2. One ball and 2 strikes. As Matson delivers, there's a chopper to third. Going to go across the infield, and Brousseau does dig it. Whew. Good work there by Jackson Brousseau. That would have extended the inning. So we go to the bottom of the first inning. We're still scoreless. Lehi coming up for the first time. You're watching the 2023 5A State Championship Baseball Tournament.
Okay. You ain't on my level, then shoot. I can't die. 무슨 질투 떠너비 올라와. 공기도 달라.
So welcome back into Larry Miller Field. Dusty Litzter with you, and let's go through our defensive lineup for the Viewmont Vikings. At first base is Siona Fayamani. At second base is Brody Hooper. Third base, Jackson Marble. At shortstop, Luke Jacobs. And in the outfield is Tegan Burnside on the left. Austin Horlocker in center, and then Braxton Brennenstall in right. And our pitching battery this evening is Max Lee on the hill and Cal Miller on the dish. We'll see if the coaching staff decides how they handle the pitching staff today. And helping out is going to be assistant coach Brady Smith, married to a local celebrity's daughter, Kelly Fox, formerly Kelly Fox, now Kelly Smith. Both played at Woods Cross. Had to feel a little different beating your alma mater, and for that, has to feel a little different there. And not only that, Kelly also played softball at UVU. So, talking about professionals watching, but see how they manage the pitching is always a big deal because you got to win the game you're in. This isn't about looking forward or anything else. And this potent Lehi offense has been rolling. So 2 balls and a strike. Apologize. And now the 2-1 misses up and in, and the count goes to 3 balls and a strike. And the line drive to short. Does take a short hop. Jacobs not going to have a chance to get that ball over to throw at Madsen. We're going to go E6 on that one. So Madsen going to reach on the error, and leadoff man is aboard for Lehi. Hit? No, we're going to go hit. Not going to go error. That brings up the pitcher, Mays Madsen. And that's in it for a called strike 1. Mays and McGuire got things going last night. Remember, they went back-to-back. McGuire got up and singled, and Mays did the same thing. And when these two get on the base paths, they just wreak havoc. And that one's bounced. Count goes to 1-1. And there's a ground ball back up the middle. Jacobs bobbles it, gets it back, throws to first. No. Not going to get the double play. Is Madsen able to beat it out? But it'll be one out and a runner on first base after the out recorded from Luke Jacobs. I'm going to have a quick conversation about, was he safe? Yes, he was safe.
It wasn't even close.
Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. Okay.
What's that? You can't go hit there. It's fielder's choice.
So, Mays Madsen aboard on the fielder's choice. The benevolent leader in the clubhouse is Jeff Clough, he's been an official scorekeeper for the Salt Lake Beast forever, but you allow his official scorebook to do it until you got to remind him of the rules. It's been a long week for a lot of us running this over and over again. I tried to make my life a little easier, and I'm a technology guy. I got some technology issues at the moment. But so 1 ball, 1 strike. I'm going to run around first base. And at the plate is Jake Olson, the shortstop. And Jake takes there, and the count goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike here to Jake Olson. And that one misses outside. Count goes to 3-1. And the 3-1 misses wide, and that is a 1-out walk. So Olson is aboard. So Madsen at second, Olson at first, and I'll bring up Jackson Brousseau. And Jackson's had an outstanding week from the plate. Pitched really well last night. As he comes up with runners on first and second and 1 out. Corners up, middle's back looking for the double play ball. As that one, called strike 1. Umpires this evening on first base, Joe Sisson. Third base, Todd Skeen. And on the plate, Jake Gordon. As Brousseau takes that one up. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out here to Jackson Brousseau. As that pitch is well outside from Lee. As 2 balls and 1 strike. Got some tough sunshine coming through the bottom of the screen as that one misses, and the count goes to 3 balls and a strike. But Brussola, we mentioned, had a solid week from the plate. Multi-RBI games. And then last night comes in and pitches an absolute gem. Complete game shutout last evening. Is that one the big swing on the 3-1? And that's the thing. If you're gonna swing at the 3-1, you better come out of your shoe tops. And 1-5 certainly did there. Runners go. Brousseau to the right side. That's going to get through. And that's going to plate Madsen. And moves Olsen over to third. So there'll be runners on the corners. And a 1-0 lead for Lehi. You see the size of Brousseau, you always think, give me some big lumbering guy. The guy hits well all fields. Accurate on the mound. So it'll be runners on the corners and then one out. Coming to the plate now is Tyson Ellswood. Is be prepared to say goodbye to softball umpire Courtney Littledyke. And so that one's up out of the zone. So that's going to bring Tyson Ellswood to the plate. So the 1-0, Ellswood takes that one inside and evens the count of the ball and a strike. And now the 1-1. Back to the screen. 1 ball and 2 strikes. In the first meeting earlier this week on Monday, Ellswood was 2 for 2 with 2 runs scored. Was hit by a pitch and scored. And Brousseau is going to take second. I said before, don't tell me he's not a mobile quarterback. Scoots his way to second base with the stolen bag. So count now 2 balls and 2 strikes. And now the 2-2 up and out. And count now full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. It is Brandon Mnookin on deck for Lehi. Three balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, and runners on second and third. And now one back to the screen, and we will do it again. So and the full count pitch hits him. If they're going to walk him, might as well make him wince a little bit on his way to first base. And that'll bring a visit to the mound. Will they go to the mound? We'll be right back. You're watching the 5A state tournament. That brings up Brandon Mnookin. So runners, bases loaded for Mnookin. And Lee nearly hits Mnookin. I mean, almost took a foul ball on that one. I mean, I'm not going to lie, I've never seen the, I haven't seen the towel on the catcher before. That's new to me. Yeah. And that bender is in there for a called strike. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Lee hasn't appeared a lot this year. 4 appearances on the mound. But again, when you're going through the tournament the way that the Vikings have to, you got to work your pitchers. And that pitch is up. And the count now 2 balls and 1 strike to Mnookin. On the season for Mnookin, batting .354, 32 runs driven in, 5 doubles, 6 home runs for the catcher. And that pitch is going to miss as well, and the count goes to 3 balls and 1 strike. Because we kind of don't want to belabor the point, but when you get deep into where you are in the week and you got multiple games coming up, you're just trying to find arms. You're looking for 2 to 3 innings out of your guys. And can Lee offer that to Viewmont? We're going to find out. He needs to get through this inning and limit the damage. As Mnookin fouls that one back to the screen, and the count is now full. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Hey, Paul, did you guys get a sandwich? Yeah.
So we'll do it here. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out. So the runners are not going to be in motion here. Corners up, middle's back, playing for the double play ball. Mnookin looks at the breaking ball, called strike 3. And there's 2 away. Nice job by Lee to dig deep, find the zone there. Froze him with the breaking ball. And every umpire's dream is to be able to call a 3rd strike. And a big swing and a miss here for Boston Bingham. And chopper back to the middle. Lee fields his position over to Fiamana for the final out and gets out of the jam. Bases loaded, 1 out, and able to take care of business. We go to the top of the 2nd inning. When we come back, you're watching the 2023 5A state tournament. Top of the 2nd inning, Dusty Lister with you. As always, want to thank our sponsors. Heidemann & Associates. You got any lawn needs? Doesn't matter what it is. You need to set up a living will and trust. Get a flat rate at Heidemann & Associates. Justin Heidemann will let you know after a consultation, let you know what your case could cost. And that's what he's going to work on. And one of the most trustworthy guys that I know. Love working with Justin Heidemann. He supported us for so many years, no matter where we've been. As I think we got a question about something on either Madsen's hand or something. We had umpires. Let's had a conversation with Coach Ingersoll. Oh, it could be glasses not being worn and giving reflections back or anything like that. So anyway, go to utah.law, find the law office nearest you. Or if you live in Utah County, go across the street from the Riverside Golf Course, and that's where Heidemann Associates is located. Justin Heidemann will give you a free consultation, so let them know the Rewind sent you. Again, that's at utah.law or Heidemann Associates. And Lee swings through the first one. Good to be back to action here. Lee has 9 doubles on the year, 2 triples. So he does have some extra base power in at bat. And the count 1 ball and 1 strike. And this ball lifted into right field. Ranging over, still tailing toward the line and making the catch. Nicely done Tyson Ellswood able to get over there and make the play in foul territory. And that is the first down of the inning. So it brings up Sione Fiamani. The sophomore first baseman. They wore that one on the shoulder. Chopper to the first base side, taken by Brousseau. Over to Madsen for the second out of the inning. Mays pitching to contact. That brings up Brody Hooper, the second baseman. We're going to see if the shadow stuff, right now the canopy shadow stretches all the way to the center field wall. We have some spots where the sun is coming through, as that was well outside. Ball one. Hooper on the year, batting .320. With 4 doubles on the season. With 2 outs, looking to extend the inning. The 2-0 is in there for a called strike. It wasn't on the check swing. So 2 balls and 1 strike. The 2-1 chop to the third base side. Be taken on the run. 1-2 throw in time. Nicely done by Braden Willis. As we go to the bottom of the second inning, it's 1-0 Lehi. You're watching the 2023 5A State Championship Baseball Tournament on KSLSports.com. Bottom of the second inning, leading off with Braden Willis, the third baseman. And that pitch is off the plate. And the 1-0 misses. The count goes 2 balls and no strikes. And that one misses inside. So count goes quickly, 3 balls and no strikes. Lee was able to get out of some trouble earlier. And he does need to add a situation here. Those stressful innings add up. Next thing you know, you're throwing a Groot fastball. And finds his own there. 3 balls and 1 strike. And the 3-1 misses. So it'll be a leadoff walk as Willis is aboard. That brings up Bowen Ingersoll, the left fielder. And, of course, Bowen, as we mentioned, cousin Fisher, plays at TCU, was a 4-year star at American Fork, where his uncle is the head coach. His dad is his head coach there at Lehi. And also you got, I'm guessing, Papa Ingersoll. They're all linked together. This one I know, like the Nelsons. You got Papa Ingersoll, was a longtime legend in Utah County, was the first coach at Lone Peak basketball, amongst other things. So the Ingersolls are an absolute institution in Utah County sports. As that pitch is wide of the plate, and the count goes to 2 balls and no strikes to Bowen. And that is in there for called strike 1. And, of course, it'll be top of the order coming up next. This is a 9-hole hitter. No outs as that one's bounced. Snap over to first. Wilson gets back in time. So the count, 3 balls and 1 strike to Bowen Ingersoll. The 3-1 from Lee. Inside ball. Oh, called strike 2. Willis takes second on the pitch. So there is a running scoring position here for Ingersoll with a full count. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And that one is wide of the plate. And it's runners on first and second. So back to the top of the order we go, and McGuire Madsen. Madsen's 1 for 1 tonight. Let things off with a hit and a run. Squares to bunt. There's a ball. McGuire batting .495 on the season. 10 doubles, 3 triples, a home run, and 33 runs driven in. Tells you that the bottom of the order gets on base if your leadoff man's driving that many runs. As Madsen lifts this one into left field, not deep enough to move the runners, so it'll be 1 away, and the runners will stay at first and second. It's a nice job of Lee inducing the pop fly. And that'll bring up Mays Madsen. This ball lifted to center field, stayed off of the barrel of the bat, over the shoulder catch made by Luke Jacobs. What a play. Luke is a very good athlete. As you mentioned, a blast to watch on the football field. He's been fun to watch on the baseball field as well. That was a terrific play. The only questionable part about that is whether or not he was in a cleat as center fielder on the pirouette there. But 2 outs and a chance to get out of another jam here by Lee. As he's living on the plate, but he's staying off the barrel of the bat. That's in there, strike 1. That pitch is... No, he thought I'm only laughing because the hand came out, but the finger didn't go. So until the finger goes, it's nothing. And that's the hammer, which has no fingers on it, which... Yeah, he was more than, but he was about ready to fire. And he said, nope. And the 1-1. We had an umpire, and this better explains his position. We had an umpire last night that we were talking to from yesterday's action that was a delayed call, and he heard us talking about it here in the press box. He came over and explained himself. He said, look, last year I did some games. I was quick to call some pitches that I wish I had back. He's like, so I've gone to confirmation calls, which is, that's a strike, which they do on the base paths. You'll see the umpires go, yep, I got it, and then they'll fire. And he said, that's what I'm doing on the plate now. And you see why. There's one reason why. Because if he actually confirms himself, it's a ball, it's a ball. And he doesn't call anything. When he wants to go, no, it wasn't. And he wants to hold it. It looks goofy. Well, let's just say, it should say goofy. Uncertain. It looks uncertain. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and 2 on for Jake Olson. The 2-2 lifted down the right field line. I don't think there's enough room to get there. It won't. Falls harmlessly to the turf. And we'll do it again. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, and 2 on. Here for Olsen, and breaking ball misses behind him. And the count goes to 3 balls and 2 strikes. So runners will be in motion. Nowhere to put them, and they got to go on a force. Runners go. Breaking ball fouled off. We'll do it again. But a good at bat here by Jake Olson. Lee's up to 55 pitches on the evening. And the payoff pitch at pitch 56 is up in the zone, and they walk the bases loaded. So bases loaded, again bringing up Tyson Elswood. Or probably brings up Jackson Brousseau. The right fielder. The first baseman. It's been a long week, folks. This is game 12. In baseball terms, it's a lot. It's 84 innings. There have been 85 innings this week, so I apologize for misspeaking here at the end of the night. Brousseau, just a sub-400 hitter, about 398, near 400 hitter. Baseball, those points matter. 12 doubles, a triple, 4 home runs, 33 runs driven in by Jackson Brousseau, who takes strike 1 and evens the count at a ball and a strike. So I mentioned Jackson Brousseau we crowned him our Mr. Rewind for the football season. Back-to-back state championship quarterback at Lehi. The future Colorado State Ram quarterback. Takes that fastball just a little late. Fouls it off. One of the nicest kids you'll meet. Shave the mustache. I think it looks better. Share it as much with him. Here we go. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the 1-2 gets his bat down. Count even up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Last thing we need is another controversy over hit batsman. We're at 25 hit batsmen on the week. And the 2-2. Brousseau just gets out of the way of another one. The count now full. I'll be honest, if you have a pitcher that's a little erratic in the count, it actually somewhat works, keeps your hitters off balance. You can't load up on pitches. They're a little bit nervous in the box. So Lee can come back in the zone. Good work. Nowhere to put Brousseau. The payoff pitch, 2 outs, bases loaded. And Lee going to step off to try to gather himself. He's battled, speaking of Lee, 61 pitches. As we're in the bottom of the second inning. Stressful pitches as well. And the payoff pitch. Chopped down the third baseline. And you see why. You see why you take that wide route when you're on third base coming home. I'll to share a state tournament moment from years gone by. A good buddy of mine at Lehi, when Lehi was in 3A, Carbon versus Lehi in 2000. Ryan Avery was on third base. Zach Cloud was at the plate. Same situation. Hit a line drive up the line. Hit Ryan Avery right square in the back in the middle of the inning. And that's why you take the wide route. The 3-2, and Brousseau lifts it up toward the first base dugout, and it's going to get out of play, and we'll do it again. So, wind sprints for everybody on base as Jackson earning his at bat here. Solid at bat for the first baseman. The payoff pitch. Called strike 3. Got him with the breaking ball. And again, Lee loads the bases and gets out of dodge. We go to the top of the third. It's 1-0 Lehigh. You're watching the 2023 5A State Championship Baseball Tournament.
Okay. then shoot, I can't die. 똑같은 질투 떠너비 올라와 공기도 달랐어.
So Skidmore will lead off the top of the third. That ball's foul. As Allen misses, 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1 in there, called strike 2. Skidmore's first at bat tonight. That one just bounced. So he evens the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2 swung through, strike 3. And Skidmore retired for the first down of the inning. So Madsen having a good day on the hill. As we shared the numbers last inning, well over 60 pitches now for Lee. Imagine his night might be coming close to an end. Mays Madsen, 27 pitches. As Allen misses up. The 1-0 is in there. That ball lifted high into left field. And that'll be taken for the second out of the inning by Bowen Ingersoll. And that ball fouled to the screen. And that ball at the plate. So chop to the plate here for Luke Jacobs. No balls and 2 strikes. Probably now no balls and 2 strikes. Strike 2. So again, or now, no balls, 2 strikes to Luke Jacobs. Madsen gets the inside corner, strike 3. We go to the bottom of the third, and still 1-0 Lehi. You're watching the 5A state championship. Bottom of the third. And there's a called strike on Tyson Ellswood. The 0-1 swung through, strike 2. And the 0-2 is bounced. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. And there's strike 3. Down goes Ellswood on strikes. And Lee, he's labored, man. That's 68 pitches now for Lee. And he's had to work and work hard. That brings up the catcher, Manukin. And Manukin, just gets out of the way of that one. So if Chris Evans is watching, who watched last night, so I'm assuming you're a Lehigh supporter. That ball hit well by Manukin, but right at the center fielder. And taken easily there by Austin Horlacher for the second out of the inning. But he did get the trivia last night. It was the Sandlot I was quoting last evening. Someone else got the Roger Dorn Major League 2. That was Rick Heaton. He messaged me on Twitter. He caught the Roger Dorn comment. Trying to catch on to some of the conversations here. I don't know if it's about the coach not being in the coaching box or what. There's called strike 1 on Boston Bingham. And that one bounced, evens the count at a ball and a strike. The 0-1. That one lifted out of play. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the count now 2 balls and 2 strikes. And that 2-2 pitch bounces, and the count now full. Big swing, strike three. How about the inning there for Lee? Able to come back and get the out, or get a clean inning here. As we go to the fourth, it is 1-0 Lehigh. We'll be right back. So top of the fourth inning, and it's Cal Miller leading things off for the Vikings. And Cal ropes this ball to right field, and it's down. The ball's going to go in the corner, and Cal Miller will stand up at second base, and it's a leadoff double for Cal Miller. So this game was begging for is a little energy.
Now playing for 18, Braxton Brennan-Saul.
And that pitch misses down. That brings up Braxton Brennenstall. Brennenstall pitched a terrific game against Woods Cross. He's had a good week from the plate as well. A couple extra base hits. He's 1 for 1 tonight. Chops that one off at the plate. He was the count of the ball and a strike. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Brennenstall. Ooh, little chin music. You usually got to set him up better before you go for the sweet chin music there. Man. 2 balls and 1 strike. And that one misses up as well. Madsen, the 39 pitches. But right now, just kind of mechanics. So sometimes you see that ball up. We talked about it a couple of these games ago. And you get tired. You start missing up. The other part is just mechanics. Your timing gets off a little bit. That step down in your arm, that timing, is everything in that mechanic. And sometimes you get a little loose. It's okay. Come right back and throws a strike. It's like a golf swing. You always hear Tiger Woods talk about in the middle of a round, just struggling. And then you get your mechanics back and you feel that one swing. It's like, all right, here we go. Pitching's very much the same way. You got to throw a lot of pitches in a day. You just got to be able to get your stuff back together and not make the big mistake. The payoff pitch, big swing and a miss on the elevated fastball. And Brennenstall frustrated with himself for chasing the high cheese. And that is the first down of the inning. And as they bring up Jackson Marble. And there's a big swing. And a miss there from Marble. And the 0-1 misses up, so he evens the count up at a ball and a strike. Marble's 0 for 1 this evening. And that one misses as well. And the 2-1 fouled off down the line, and the count goes to 2-2. And that one's bounced. And the count goes full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Jackson Marble. And the payoff pitch inside, ball 4. So runners on first and second, the go-ahead run at first. As Matson's going to have to really deal with his first issues of a lot of traffic on the bases. And that's going to bring up the pitcher, Max Lee. Fiamani comes up next. The fastball's bounce. That's going to get away, and that will advance the runners to second and third. So the go-ahead run now in scoring position. As Manukin was unable to keep that in front, and Eric Matson's going to come out and have a chat with Mays. While we do that, remind you that we'll be back here tomorrow night at tomorrow afternoon at 4:30 for Game 2, Timpanogos and Salem Hills. As Salem Hills forced the second game. With their win this afternoon. And if Viewmont is to come back, take the lead, and hold on, they'll be playing at 7 o'clock tomorrow night. The winners will punch their ticket to the 5A Championship Series that'll begin on Friday at 7 p.m. at UVU. And, of course, we'll have all those games right here for you on KSLSports.com. You're streaming home for all Utah high school championships. And I'll be on the call for all those games. We'll be making a shift over to UVU. And we'll thank JT Wistersill for holding down the fort at Brent Brown Ballpark, or whatever it's called these days. UCCU Ballpark, I knew that. And make the move over there. You know, have a lot of fun. Last year was an absolute blast. Riverton winning their first ever state championship in baseball. Lehigh knocking off Olympus. We're going to have a great weekend. And leading into Memorial Day, one of my favorite parts about the end of high school sports season is going into Memorial Day and feeling summer right around the corner. So 1-0 to Lee. He squares the bunt. They were going, well, not even full suicide, a little safety squeeze. And count even in a ball and a strike. So Brousseau will be crashing from first. Here on this 1-1 pitch. A beautiful night at Larry Miller Field. The 1-1. Check. I thought I was a strike without the check swing, but Mr. Umpire says nay, nay. 2 balls and 1 strike. The 2-1. Line back to the screen. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Max Lee. And that one lined, or probably chopped foul at the plate. We'll keep it at 2-2. Madsen comes set, the 2-2 pitch. Lee waves at it, and it's the second out of the inning. So Madsen get out of this. Be quite the Houdini trick to not give up the lead. So I'll bring up the first baseman, Siona Fialmini. Pardon me, Fialmani. Siona is 0 for 1 tonight. And that one gets away. And a run's going to score. Cal Miller comes across. And it is 1-1. And the lead-taking run is at third base. So Siona can give the lead to the Vikings with the base hit. There's 2 outs, not having to freeze or worry. Be able to go on contact from third. Will Jackson Marble. And he hits Fialmani. Oh, got behind him. Did not hit him. Plate to plate. Got it there, and he knocked it out. And he is safe, and Viewmont takes a 2-1 lead. I thought that hit Fialmani, pardon me. But Siona able to get out of the way. The throw seemed like it might get there on time, but a hard slide in. Maybe jarred that ball loose. And it's 2-1 Vikings. Baseball, man. If you think you know what's going to happen in baseball, you just don't know. Any given night, even if you saw the teams play the night before, and if it was 9-1, and this was not a close game on Monday. It was all Lehigh. But if this playing back-to-back, it might be 9-1 on one day for Lehigh, turn around, and it's 9-1 Viewmont. That's why we play series in baseball instead of 1 games. And it's a 2-0 count now, but it just goes to show that each game is its own thing. That 2-0 pitch, and now Siona wears it on the shoulder. And it'll put him at first base. So runner on first with 2 outs. And that's going to bring up the second baseman, Brody Hooper. And we've seen this a couple of times that Siona gets a courtesy runner. I wasn't aware you could do it for anybody that wasn't a catcher or pitcher. So we're going pinch runner. And then he checks back in. Yeah, there it is. There's the chip. Yeah, Elena and I have been up here musing, and you've all heard it almost every time because we talk just like she's part of the broadcast, but that we've been confused by it each time. But it is pinch runner, and then he will re-enter, which is an interesting time to use the pinch runner here on a walk of 2 outs, a runner on first base. He's not in scoring position. So an interesting time to use the pinch runner and the re-entry for Fialmani. And that one's outside. 2 balls and no strikes. And that one misses, and it's 3 balls and no strikes. Viewmont feeling themselves a little bit here, as Madsen's going to have to regather himself. As Manukin can go out and have a little chat. This is a chance to remind you, we know it's mission call open season. And if you got a missionary getting ready to go on a mission, go to modernmissionary.com, go register your missionary and get a free shirt and tie, so that way you can try it before you buy it at Modern Missionary. And if you're in Utah County, obviously locations and available here in Provo. And go to Modern Missionary. There's also one in Bountiful for those of you Viewmont fans. But again, try it before you buy it. Go to Modern Missionary, go register your missionary, modernmissionary.com, or go into one of the locations, and they'll take care of you. The 3-0 pitch misses wide, and a walk, and a put runners on first and second. As Madsen starting to lose control a little bit here, losing the command. And got arms up in the bullpen. The ballpark just got darker. Trying to give you the Pat McAfee Show kind of experience in this broadcast. We go straight broadcast. You can hear all the background noise. We let everybody be a part of what we're doing here. So, and there's the ball here to Skidmore. Logan Skidmore, or probably it's called strike. Apologize. Skidmore is 0 for 1 on the evening. And the 2-1. This goes into left field. And the throw will be cut off. And it's going to be 3-1. Viewmont on the RBI single from Logan Skidmore. The Vikings are burning the boats. And now Tegan Burnside coming to the plate. Things are getting production from the bottom of the order. We talk about this a lot. 7, 8, 9. What do your 7, 8, 9 hitters do? How consistent can they be? Can they be productive? And they have done that here. And that might be it for Mays Madsen on the hill. And it will be. We'll have a pitching change when we come back. It's all Vikings. Viewmont leads 3. So Holbrook will come in relief of Madsen. First time we've gotten to see Ashton Holbrook. With some stats on him here momentarily. As stepping in is the 9-hole hitter, Tegan Burnside, the left fielder. Tegan's 0 for 1 tonight. But can come up big and extend the lead for the Vikings with the base hit. The 0-1. And handcuffed him on that pitch. The count now with no balls and 2 strikes. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And runners on first and second. The 0-2. And down he goes. So Holbrook comes in and stops the bleeding, but Lehi is trailing, or Viewmont rather, takes a 3-1 lead, plating 3 runs. Bottom of the 4th inning, and it'll be the third baseman, Braden Willis, leading things off for Lehi, who now trail 3-1. The Pioneers played at a run in the first inning, and they have not been able to come through since. And that's even with really getting deep into Lee's pitch count. And he's been erratic as this ball's hit well by Willis in the left center field. Ranging over and making the play is Tegan Burnside. Nice job of ranging over. Burns, that's a long run. He was playing close to the line. You normally say play straight up, but they're playing really close to the line, big gaps. And he said, yes, he did. So at the plate now is Bowen Ingersoll. And the check swing call, the swing. And the 0-1. And called strike 2. And Burnside's like, I thought it was going to hit me. And Mr. Umpire said, well, it didn't hit you. It was a strike. And I think it was awkward to pitch there, too. Lee kind of crossed the mound. You usually see that from left-handers. Well, they'll throw across their body. Like, there's a reliever with the Angels who does that. Aaron Loop. And the 1-2, no. That was a pretty pitch from this man. But it was on the movement anyway. The Viewmont fans, they're into every pitch right now. The 2-2. Again, the breaking ball misses. Goes to 3 balls and 2 strikes. And that one, ball 4. Viewmont tried to will it. It did not work. So that brings up McGuire Madsen as Ingersoll goes to first. And, fortunate to catch the umpire on that one. I don't know. It's a good question. We don't have any of our umpiring buddies let us know if he was in the wrong spot or not. But sometimes it happens, and we see it in basketball. Passes get to officials up the sideline. As that one is bounced for ball 1. And the 1-0 pitch. And that one misses inside. 2 balls and no strikes. And that one misses inside to Madsen. Moves the count to 3 balls and no strikes to McGuire. The 3-0. That goes back to the screen, so it'll be a walk. And that's going to bring Mays Madsen to the plate as the tying run is now aboard. Mays is 0 for 2 tonight. But love to get back the last inning of pitching. He can do it with one swing. Fastball misses. So runners on first and second and 1 out. Corners are up. Middle's at double play depth. Got a freeze on a line drive. If you're Madsen or Ingersoll. On the base pass. Want to get doubled off. The 1-0 misses inside. Ball 2. And the 2-0 pitch. And that is in there for a called strike. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Great count here for Matson. Behind him is Jake Olson. And you don't want to mess around if you're Lee. He's throwing a lot of pitches. He had 91 pitches. And you're getting great use if you're Viewmont. You're not having to burn arms here. And he's granted time. So remember, if you're in the box, you don't get a call time. You're granted it. You request it, the umpire's got to give it. Mays a 385 hitter on the year. 27 RBIs. 7 doubles, 2 triples, and 2 home runs. And the 2-1 pitch. Squared to bunt, pulls it, and it's 3-1. So 3-1 fastball. You got to be sitting dead red if you're Madsen. Wind's blowing a little bit from right to left. Hasn't been an issue. Be the 93rd pitch of the night for Lee. The 3-1 got him. Hit batsman, number 26 of the week, and now we'll load the bases with 1 out. And this might be the night for Lee. He's done a good job of getting out of trouble. This might be a little much to ask. So they talk it over. We'll be right back. So it's Jackson Marble. 5's going to catch. 5's going to go into catch. Yeah.
That Reagan Willis is part of a baseball family. They were in my ward. They had 6 kids. All of them either played softball or baseball.
Really?
Yeah,
I was wondering if it was a different Willis. There's a Willis's whose dad was known as a serial killer because he ran General Mills, and then he was the editor of the LA Times, and he fired a bunch of people.
If so, I don't know them.
Because he was actually in the state presidency with me and Megan in our singles ward. The son of that guy, who now runs, ostensibly is a part of KSL, killer guy. And they spill it the exact same way, Willis with me. And I know that I can't tell you enough that all I need. There we go. How about you hear me sing? I did it again, Elena. Everybody gets to hear it. So 3-1 ball game. And coming to the plate is Jake Olson, the shortstop. He can tie it. Well, he got a freeze on line drive. So 1 out, bases loaded. And he looks at ball 1. On the mound now is Jackson Marble. And I control my microphones too. That's what's even funnier about that. And the 1-0 pitch. Back up the middle, and that's going to get through. Ingersoll comes in. Madsen comes in as a throw is cut off, and we are tied at 3. Nice piece of hitting by Jake Olson, and that'll bring up Jackson Brousseau. So runners on the corners and 1 out. $15. And that pitch misses, just misses. So it's Olsen on first, Madsen on third. As Brousseau takes on the breaking ball, called strike 1, and he's frustrated because he was the same, wasn't this? It was inside. He got called out strike 3 on a breaking ball in the outer half. That one was on the inner half. So right now he's having a hard time locating the zone. Is Brousseau. And maybe even more frustrated he missed a hanging curveball in the inner half of the plate. And now the 0-1 from Marble. The runner goes. So put Olsen on second base. And the go-ahead runs at third, and the extension run at second. The infield's going to be drawn in with 1 out, as there's no force except for at first. And try to cut down the run at home. And the 1-1. And that one's wide of the plate. 2 balls and 1 strike. And the 2-1 pitch. And that one's... Oh, we missed it. It was 3-1. I apologize. 3-1. So there's a walk. Bases loaded again. So that puts Tyson Ellswood at the plate. Ellswood is 0 for 1 on the evening. You come through in a big way. We're going to play corners up, middles even. Playing for the double play ball. Third base, got to come home. And the middles, just roll it in the middle. And this ball lifted into center field. Shallow center field. That a long ways to go. Oh, and Jacobs slipped as he went to throw it in. The guy that he wanted to make the catch was Jacobs, and he was unable to get his footing as the go-ahead run comes in for Lehi. It's a long ways for Luke Jacobs to get out there. Oh, and they appeal to second and call him out. So the run will count, but that will be the inning. So I saw Eric Madsen confirm with the umpire, does the run count? And he says, yes, it does. The run will count, so it'll be 4-3 Lehi. When we come back at the top of the 5th inning, you're watching the 5A state tournament on KSLSports.com.
Okay. You ain't on my level, then shoot. I can't die. 같은 질투 떠나비 올라와. 공기도 달라.
Top of the 5th inning, and the run does count. So it's 4-3 Lehi. As Luke Jacobs coming to the plate. We got some more conversations going on. So here we go. Let's step back in. It's Luke Jacobs coming to the plate. And pitch misses. Ball 1. So 1 ball and no strikes here to Jacobs. Luke 1 for 2 on the evening. An outstanding hitter, terrific speed, and a guy that no doubt could tie this game up in a swing. Nothing else, put himself in scoring position. As that ball's off the plate. And you go through him and Cal Miller and then Braxton Brennanstall. Those are 3 outstanding bats. And that's who is due up here for the Vikings. That pitch is in there for a called strike 1. And that one is out of play. Full count to Jacobs. And that ball hit well into center field. Going a long ways back is Mays. Off the wall. A stand-up double for Luke Jacobs. That kid is dead center. It's not pull. It's not go with it, Oppo. It is dead center. He's lived with inside the logo. From Glenn Tuckett to Gary Pollins. That is where Luke Jacobs finds it. In golf, we'd call it center cut. As that brings Cal Miller to the plate. One ball and one strike to Cal Miller. Could tie the game up. And lifts this one into left field. No tag. And there's one away. We'll dodge a major one there. Getting through Cal Miller. And that's going to bring Braxton Brennanstall to the plate. Well, thank Rick Heaton for his message. I will sing it, but I'll try to mute it from now on, Rick. Appreciate the kindness. That brings Braxton Brennanstall to the plate. As that one's lifted out of play. The good thing was last year when I got caught singing is it was during between innings, and we have a system that cleans out all that stuff. That's live, man. That's not going anywhere. That's there forever now. So, awesome. Oh, the 0-1 count to Brennanstall. It's a chance to tie the game with the base hit. That's in there for a called strike 2. Get himself figured out. No balls, 2 strikes. Big swing and a miss. Strike 3, and there's 2 away. So he give up the double to Jacobs, but comes back. It's Miller and now Brennenstall, and this brings Jackson Marble to the plate. And he, too, a good bat for the Vikings. On deck is Max Lee. This Jacobs at second base. 2 outs. He doesn't have to freeze on anything. He can go on contact. He's going to steal third, and Jacobs is in safely. I thought I saw him call it a ball. So pass ball, tie the game. The 1-0 pitch. He aimed it a little bit. You saw that. He just aimed it. Two balls and no strikes, 2 outs and a runner on third base. And that one misses. Count goes to 3-0. The 3-0 pitch misses, snap to third. And Mnookin is confident in that. Was it a... Well, he had to call it a strike, right? Because there was 3 balls. 3-2, he's saying. 3-1.
He doesn't even know.
3-1, 3-2. Big moment here. Jacobs 90 feet away from tying the game. And the payoff pitch. We'll do it again. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and a runner on third. The game tying run. Can give Marble a second to gather himself. He is the pitcher now for the Vikings. Oh, I hit him. So put runners on the corners. And it'll be a meeting of the minds. We'll take a... So apologize, we just had a glitch on our scoreboard. I'll keep it here. It's 1-0 count. Runners on the corners. And he plunks him. So Holbrook's going to load the bases with the hit batsman. Number 27 of the week. Sorry to keep that count. I'm just amazed by the number. And it's certainly not on purpose when it's such a close game. So Fiamani comes to the plate. And that is in there for a called strike 1. And the 0-1 fouled off. So no balls and 2 strikes to the first baseman, Fiamani, who is 0 for 1 on the evening. The 0-2, snap to third. Love the attempt there to get him to pop up by Braden Willis. Fiamani fights that one the other way. We have a call. Foul ball. Foul ball. But again, we apologize. We have a glitch here on our scoreboard. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Our score 4-3. Runners on first and third. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Or pardon me, bases are loaded as Fiamani fouls that one off. So we'll pull that bug off. It's 4-3. Bases loaded. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 2 outs for Siona Fiamani, pardon me. And that one's off the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes. This is where it's good. We fall down 0-2, not just go up chasing. You can battle your way back in. And that ball lifted into shallow left field. Olsen ranging over and will make the catch. And Lehi gets out of the jam with bases loaded, able to take care of business as we go to the top of the 6th inning. Or probably to the bottom of the 5th inning. It is Lehi leading 4-3. Back in, you get to see the scoreboard. We're the bottom of the 5th inning as we'll have to make do. We get some glitches on this thing. We'll make it through it together. But bottom of the 5th inning, Lehi leading 4-3. And Brandon Manukin leading things off here in the inning. Manukin fouls that one off. So
Did you hear that guy down there earlier? He said, when he hit 2 guys in a row, he said, "This is baseball, not dodgeball."
So 1 ball, 1 strike. And that one shot back up the middle. Taken by Jacobs. Off the gather, over in time for the first out of the inning. So Manukin retired. That brings up Ashton Holbrook. Current pitcher looking to get some back here. Ball 1. And that's in there for strike 1. The 1-1 pitch. Strike 2. Jackson Marble coming in. Done a nice job. To back off. The 1-2. bounced it. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Holbrook. First at bat tonight. Did he hold? Thought he did. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Count goes full. And the swing and a miss. Drop third strike. Holbrook will be thrown down by Lee for the second out of the inning. Just a bit outside. We've all had those. At least nobody's on base. Who am I? I'm a guy singing country songs on an open mic, so. That one is in there for a called strike 1. Braden Willis at the plate. And Willis tips out and caught. So we'll stay here, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And that's wide of the plate. And the 3-2 fouled off. So able to hang. Willis 0 for 1 tonight. The 3-2. Chop to the third base side. And over in time by Cal Miller. So we go to the 6th. And it is Lehi 4, Viewmont 3. You're watching the 2023 5A State Championship baseball game. Top of the 6th inning. Dusty Lister with you. That ball flipped into right field, but played him perfectly. Ellswood able to haul that in for the first out of the 6th inning. As that ball found back to the screen. One ball and 1 strike here to Logan Skidmore. As that pitch misses, and the count is 2-1. As that one's in there for called strike 3. And the second out of the inning. So Garrick Lee is going to pinch hit for Tegan Burnside. As that is there for a called strike. And it's 2 balls and 1 strike and 2 outs. Here for Garrick Lee. And that pitch swung on, strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lehi trying to get out of the inning and get to the bottom of the 6th, see if they can get an insurance run heading into the 7th. Viewmont try to extend it. No, called strike 3. Garrett can't believe it. And that will be the end of the top of the 6th. We go to the bottom of the 6th when we come back. You're watching the 5A state tournament. Okay. So welcome back in to the bottom of the 6th inning. And Bowen Ingersoll going to lead things off for the Pioneers as they look to add some insurance runs. Leading 4-3. As he's going to lay down a bunt, does Ingersoll. Marble up with it, over in time, yes, for the first out of the inning. So 1 away. And to the top of the order we go for Lehi and McGuire Madsen. And that one's in there for a called strike. The 0-1 swung through, strike 2. And the 0-2 pitch wide the plate. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. And there's a ground ball back up the middle. Jacobs can't pull it in. So it'll be a single for Madsen. And put a runner on. So runner on first base. And that brings up Mays Madsen. So Mays, or McGuire on first. Mays coming to the plate. McGuire goes, and he's in second safely. So the runner scoring position. Madsen looks at strike 1. Evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. And the 1-1. Foul back to the screen. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And count now 2 balls and 2 strikes. That one just misses, and every call down the stretch here is going to be questioned. So full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out. Again, a runner in scoring position, and there's a timeout granted.
Randy.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, runner on second. Hangs in there, that ball back up the middle, and gets through. Matson's going to round third. Here comes the throw. It will not be in time. Mace will take third on the throw. And McGuire Matson comes in, and the insurance run is added. And another one is just 90 feet away. And that'll bring up Jake Olson. Just checking the ball. The ball got punched at the end of the bat. As that pitch is up. One ball and no strikes. Line taken by Jacobs. What a play. 2 outs. And that'll bring up Jackson Brousseau. The big first baseman with a chance to pick up a run. Marble trying to get out of the inning, make it a 2-run game in the 7th. This ball fouled in down the first base line. Fayamani is there for the out. We head to the top of the 7th inning, and it's Viewmont trailing by 2, trying to keep their season alive. We'll be right back. Top of the 7th inning, and last chance opportunities here for the Viewmont Vikings to keep their season alive. And we will start with Luke Jacobs. So it's 1, 2, 3 due up for the Vikings. Exactly where they'd want to be, down 2 or any deficit. And trying to make a comeback. As that pitch is wide of the plate. Is Olson now the pitcher. And that is in there for called strike. The 6A bracket will be playing tomorrow. Riverton and American Fork, and now Skyridge will be playing tomorrow against Mountain Ridge. And 5A follows suit. The 2-1. That misses wide. Makes it count 3 balls and 1 strike. The 3-1 pitch hit well into right center field. That's going to get to the wall, and another double for Luke Jacobs. He's got a shot at 3, and he's going for it. Rounds third. There will not be a play at third as Jacobs in there safely. Decent job of trying to sell the tag, but he was definitely in there. And that is a leadoff triple. Kid is such a good athlete. Such a good athlete in Luke Jacobs. So much fun to see athletes be athletes on any field. Jacobs brings the tying run to the plate in the form of Cal Miller. This young sophomore who's been outstanding. Can he come through? Nothing else. Bring in Luke Jacobs. But if he can hit the first home run of bracket play, that would tie us up, send us to the bottom of the 7th inning at least. Miller, .455 hitter on the season. He has 1 home run to his credit, 5 triples, 8 doubles. That's in there for a called strike. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Miller. And the 1-1. Called strike 2. We got to protect, not chase. And if you're Olsen, not worried so much about Jacobs at third. You got to worry about the guy at the plate, and that's the game-tying run. He is the extender. And the 1-2 wide of the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2. And the count goes full. Terrific at bat for the sophomore, Cal Miller. And the payoff pitch, wide of the plate, ball 4. So the game-tying run's aboard, and it'll bring the lead-taking run coming to the plate. And it's Braxton Brennenstall coming to the plate. So Brennenstall looks at strike 1. Brennenstall 1 for 3 on the evening. He represents the go-ahead run. Runners on the corners and no outs. Chop to third. Jacobs safe, and everybody's safe. Understand the decision there at third by Willis, trying to get Jacobs. But it's bases loaded and nobody out. Game-tying runs at second base. The go-ahead run is aboard at first. And it's Jackson Marble coming to the plate. And that'll bring Eric Madsen out of the dugout. And we'll mute. We'll definitely mute. And we'll come right back. So Jackson Marble steps in against Olsen. Bases loaded and no outs. Game time run at second base. Let me apologize about the scoreboard not having all the lights on, but we've had a malfunction with it. We'll try to get it back if this goes further, but I'll make sure it's on. So I'll update where we are with bases. But there are no outs, bases loaded. Marble showed bunt. Here comes Jacobs. Mnookin won't get to it in time, and it's a 1-run game. And the go-ahead run is now in scoring position. No outs, no forced outs except for at first base. Got a freeze on a line drive as the infield is drawn in on the infield. The 1-0 pitch still showing bunt. That is in there for strike 1. Cannot believe they would try to punt this run in. And they square slash. Ground ball to the third base side. Willis is over in time, but the game-tying run comes in. I don't know what the call is at third base. The run scores. And they're calling interference on the runner from second to third. But I didn't see him interfere anywhere. I don't know how you interfere when he charged in on the ball. So umpires are coming together. The third baseman came away with the ball. I don't know who he interfered with. And he is out at third. So the run will count. Of course, they're saying the runner goes back to third base. So they're saying he interfered with the shortstop. Berenstahl saying, I tried to get out of the way. So did the runner go back to third? Runner goes back to third, does not count. So we'll have runners on the corners. No. So we'll have Jeff Kleppellis walk through what happened. We had interference. Bases were loaded. Bases were loaded. The interfering runner was from second base to third base. He's out going to third. Bring the runner back to third, but the hitter. And so it should be bases loaded. Oh, right. His runner's on the corners. That's right. Second and third. Right. Hey. Look, here's the deal. There's some frustration with fans. You even heard our conversation. Everyone wants to make sure that the bases are right. So I forgot about the pass ball that brought the runner in. So there was runners on second and third. The batter will be safe at first because the interfering runner was from second to third. He is out at second. Bring the tying run back. So it's 5-4. So runners on the corners and one out. And as we realized that Jeff was already on his way down, that's what he's confirming with the officials because everyone wants to make sure that we have the bases right and the scores right. And that's what's happening right now. Jeff Clough, who's running the tournaments, wanted to make sure that we're right. That it was... So, again, this is about making it correct. They can come look at our stuff, but we don't have it up, and I don't have a way to pull it back at the moment. And again, everyone want to make sure that everything's right, so everything's good, so all the coaches all get good, and that's part of why you have the communication. So where we couldn't catch Jeffrey went down, we remember the pass ball. It was just making sure that everything was right. So 5-4. Runners on the corners and 1 out. Five pitches in there for a called strike. So Max Lee, with 1 out, looking to extend this game. Swung through, strike 2. Had a ball come out on the field, so just holding things up real quick. His coach has got to be so I think they're going to come out, they're going to pull Olsen. I'm not sure what we got going on here. So I won't speculate. Will's got to mute, so we're not hearing the frustrations, and we'll be right back. So we got a new pitcher coming in, as Willis is going to come throw. And glad his uncle Chris Evans gets to watch, and not Captain America Chris Evans. But just based on what we saw, I mean, like, not feeling good with the arm or something, you can make the pitching change. But go back to the interference just real quick. We want to clean this up. What happened was, because as you heard us having a conversation within here, is that didn't hit the third baseman. But what the ruling was that the shortstop had the better play on the ball and that he was obstructed by the base runner. And that's why they're protecting the shortstop and thus the interference call on Berenstahl, as he interfered with the shortstop's ability to get to that ball running in front of him. So, or obstructing him, so he couldn't get to the ball. Thus, the third baseman had to come take the ball. That's why the runner is safe at first, and the runner at second is out, and then having to return the tying run to third base. So hopefully we put a pin on that and welded it shut. But apologize for the confusions, but we had so much stuff happening right there, it just didn't make any sense. But here it seems like an injury replacement, because I do not see Olsen anywhere, unless I'm missing him. But all the Lehi kids bleaching their hair, I can't tell any of them apart. There's not anything distinguishable about them other than their height and then their numbers. They got to turn their back to me first. But Mays Madsen's now at short, so that tells me that Olsen isn't. I didn't see him come back out. So that's going to put Max Lee back at the plate. No balls and 2 strikes. Oh, you want a drama? Here we go. So Willis comes in to throw. Lee will step back in. No balls, 2 strikes to Lee. And he swings through it, strike 3. Tough position to be in if you're Lee, to take on a new pitcher for 1 pitch. But that'll bring up the first baseman, Siona Fayamani. Can he extend the inning? And with a long ball would potentially extend the season for Viewmont. But the game time run is 90 feet away in the form of Cal Miller. Marbles at first. So good speed on the base paths. Shona is 0 for 2 tonight. The base hit will change the complexion of this game. We'll extend it to the bottom of the 7th. Holds off. One ball, no strikes. The 1-0. That's bounced. 2 balls and no strikes. The 2-0 lifted in the right field. Carrying, still carrying. That's going to bounce off the wall. The game time run comes in. Coming from first is Marble, and Viewmont leads. Siona Fayamani with a 2-run, 2-out double. And Viewmont is on top. All the craziness and all the things that baseball brings. Viewmont's got to feel really good on that one. Fayamani caught all of it. Nearly took it out of the ballpark. And now the extension runs at second base. 2 outs, runner on second. And it's the second baseman, Hooper. Brody's 0 for 2 in this one. They give an insurance run. And that is off the plate. The 1-0, 2-0. Man, this inning in itself, it's a good thing we're around a bunch of umpires to try to help us walk through all the mechanics of that. What a crazy, crazy game. This has been a lot of fun. Honestly, this is the game I thought we would have on Monday. When I saw this matchup, I was like, this is going to be fun. Viewmont and Lehi. And then Lehi just absolutely steamrolled their way through that game on Monday. And Viewmont had to earn their way back, had that extra inning game yesterday. Jacobs comes through with a game-winning hit to extend them to today against Woods Cross. They took care of business there as that one finds the zone. 3 balls and 1 strike. But the resiliency of Viewmont is a lot of fun to see. But down 2 runs here in the 7th inning. The plate 3 is impressive as the inning will be extended as Hooper draws a walk. So it'll be runners on first and second. And that brings up Logan Skidmore. And Skidmore looks at strike 1. And the 0-1 misses wide of the plate. Evens the count at a ball and a strike. The 2-1 pitch. Skidmore swings through it. 2-2. Willis having to come in relief of Olsen. It was a quick turnaround for him. He got the first batter out, Lee, and now Skidmore staying alive after Fiamani gave the lead to Viewmont. And Hooper extended the inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and 2 on. Runners on first and second. The ball lifted into shallow center field. 3 coming in on it. It's going to fall in. 1 run comes in to hold up the second. And it's an RBI single. He'll take second on to throw, and it's 7-5 Viewmont. Remember, this was the 5-4 matchup on Monday. And though Lehi had been running through this tournament, you felt this game could be good. Close games are so much fun in baseball, and there's great energy in this building, because one thing you know is that Lehi will not go down quietly in the bottom of the 7th. But how big will the deficit be? There's 2 runners in scoring position. As at the plate is Tegan Burnside, who looked at strike 1. Top of the order comes up behind Burnside, and no pitcher at Lehi wants to face Josh Jacobs. Or probably Luke Jacobs. Foul back to the screen. No AFC West defense wants to face Josh Jacobs. But if Luke Jacobs comes to the plate, there'll be a lot of shaking out there. Might as well play him on the warning track. No balls and 2 strikes to Burnside. Willis misses wide. And the 1-2 lifted well into left center field. That ball's going to get to the wall. 2 more runs come in as Tegan Burnside will hold up at second base. A 2 RBI stand-up double. And it's 9-5 Viewmont. Exercising some offensive demons in the 7th inning. And it brings up Luke Jacobs, the best hitter of them all. And I got a former team. Because Jacobs is an absolute stud, and he has crushed the ball tonight. He's 3 for 4 with extra base hits. His last at bat was a triple. His Coach Ingersoll, no doubt, has to come out and try to find some way to kill the Viking momentum, as they are burning not just the boats, they're burning a fleet of boats at the moment. Ingersoll can come out and talk to his hurler.